A potential U-turn for Coutinho. Arsenal are making transfer moves. There's a new look attack for Juve, a transfer roundup, and Thursday favourites all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and there could be a massive U-turn on the cards for Coutinho at Barcelona. That is according to the current head coach, Quique Setien, who said that Coutinho is a fantastic player. He will be welcomed back, and they will make more decisions over his future in the summer. So, could we really see Coutinho not only back in the Barcelona shirt, but back in the team and doing well? Well, crazier things have happened in football, and as for someone who likes to do things a little bit differently, like Quique Setien does, I can really see this one happening. He has said that the only way Coutinho would leave is that someone made a really good offer or paid his release clause. Now, first off, his release clause is £355 million. I don't think any team is going to be paying that for any player, never mind for Coutinho. And on the second hand, Barcelona are pretty keen to recoup a lot of the 142 million that they spent on him. So again, it's going to have to be an astronomical bid to take Coutinho from the club. But despite this, the Barcelona hierarchy have said that because of the current situation in the world, they don't expect too much money to be spent in the transfer market, but rather there could be a few swap deals instead. Now, we've spoken about it in the last umpteen weeks. Definitely Barcelona are going to do some sort of swap deal. Whether they're bringing back Coutinho or selling him for someone else, whether it involves Griezmann, Dembele, Arthur, Vidal, Nelson Semedo, bringing in Lautaro Martinez, Vidal, I've already said him. Something is going to be happening with a swap deal at Barcelona because it looks like they're really not interested in looking into their own finances. That is another question altogether. But despite this, do you guys think Coutinho would actually be a success if he was back at Barcelona and given enough time in the right position to show his ability? Going to leave a poll right about here so you guys can let me know. But moving on and to Arsenal, who look to be making a few waves in the transfer market. Now, none of this is confirmed just yet, but apparently Layvin Kurzawa is going to be the first player to join the Emirates this summer. He's running out of contract to PSG, and well, they've offered him a 5-year deal for a 28-year-old, and that's pretty good going for him. What it does mean, though, is that either Sead Kolasinac or Kieran Tierney may end up departing the club. Now, in the case of Kolasinac, he came in on a free transfer, so any money they make from him is going to be an upgrade. And also, has he really been that good? I mean, the best bit of defending he did was defending Mesut Ozil from being attacked. Aside from this, though, Kieran Tierney looks like a promising player from the future, and well, they only bought him in last summer, so it's highly unlikely they're going to get rid of him this summer. But alongside this, there is some less good news in the transfer market for Arsenal fans. That is that their target from Valencia, Carlos Soler, looks to be staying with the club. Mikel Arteta is a big fan of the Spaniard, but they won't be paying the €130 million release clause in his contract. And well, it looks like the players are rather keen to stay in Valencia as well. His agent has been saying that he could spend his whole career at Valencia. Bit ambitious, seeing that he's only 23 at the moment, but he's basically meaning that he and his family absolutely love the club and the city, and they won't be moving anywhere anytime soon. And next up, to Juventus' new look attack next season. Now, in the middle, they've obviously got Cristiano Ronaldo. Paulo Dybala has had a wonderful season, and Gonzalo Higuain, well, it looks like he could be on his way out of the club. But it's also clear that in the wide positions, Juventus haven't quite hit the heights that they should be doing, especially considering they want another Champions League title. They've got the likes of Douglas Costa, who's just too inconsistent, and the same goes for Bernardeschi as well. So apparently they're looking at Fiorentina's Federico Chiesa. Fiorentina president Rocco Commisso has said that if the player asks to leave, well, then he's going to let him go. The 22-year-old has contributed with 6 goals and 3 assists this season in Serie A, but he is hoping that he and a few others will stay to provide a team that's capable of challenging for the championship. Maybe he's just saying they're going to have a good team in the championship and probably not topple the likes of Juventus, Lazio and Inter Milan. But if they do manage to bring him in, they will be able to play Chiesa on one side and brand new signing Dejan Kulusevski on the other. That is because, according to his Swedish coach, Kulusevski is one hell of a player. Something a little bit like Arjen Robben. That is according to Janne Andersson, as I mentioned, the Swedish coach. He's saying that he's got all the dribbling, finishing and technique ability that Arjen Robben had. So you can imagine Juventus having Kulusevski on one side, almost forgot his name there, was almost going to say Robin, having Chiesa on the other, and then Dybala and Ronaldo in the middle. That's a pretty good attacking lineup. They'll just have to sort out the midfield, and maybe they'll finally have a Champions League winning side. That'll all be from next season, of course, as Kulusevski has agreed to join the club in a £35 million deal back in January. So next up, into a quick roundup of the rest of the day's news and transfer news, and there's a little bit of bullshit in there as well. So first off, and apparently the Premier League clubs are all going to meet on Friday to discuss whether or not they think they can finish the season before June the 30th. Olivier Giroud is willing to take a pay cut if he's going to move to Inter Milan. And 2 nonsense rumours of the day. First off, that Arsenal are going to cash in on Lacazette. Don't see that happening, especially if they sell Aubameyang. And secondly, Man United apparently made an offer for Arturo Vidal. That didn't happen. I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. It's just Man United being linked with absolutely everybody. So lastly but not least, we come to Thursday favourites, where after a few comments from you guys, we discuss 5 favourites of all time. And today's comes from You Better Run 05. What a great YouTube name. He has asked, Matt, what are your favourite 5 goalkeepers of all time? Now, some of you may not have quite understood this in last week's episode, last Thursday. This is my 5 favourite, and you guys can leave your 5 favourite in the comment section below. This is not the 5 best of all time, and it's not who I think is the 5 best of all time. It's favourite. That means it can be absolutely anybody, even if they're absolutely terrible. I'm sure loads of you will be writing Karius in there. Anyway, number 5, Tim Howard. I always really liked him. I thought he was a fantastic keeper, and then pulling off that display for the US national team against Belgium in the 2014 World Cup, that is legendary status. And next up, someone whose goalkeeping ability really defied his size and his stature. Maybe a little old for many of you guys, but if you do remember Everton's Neville Southall, you take one look at him and be like, how on earth was he such a good keeper? Well, he just was. But moving on, another of my favourite keepers of all time, Edwin van der Sar. I think it was just the fact that he was such an unbelievable football player as well as a keeper. The guy used to take goal kicks with both feet. He was also part of that legendary Ajax side that won the Champions League in '95 and just seems like an all-round top bloke. In at number 2, and it's Iker Casillas. I mean, certainly for me when I was growing up, Real Madrid were the team. There was just an aura of greatness about them. And certainly with all those superstars, having a brilliant goalkeeper in goal just made them that much better. Casillas is also, I believe, the highest appearing Champions League player of all time. Or he may be second as of the season. Anyway, an unbelievable career and definitely a favourite of mine. Anyway, number 1 favourite goalkeeper, Gigi Buffon. That's because his career started before I was born and he's still going. It's unbelievable how well he's played at the top for so many seasons. I feel kind of sorry for him that he's never won a Champions League, but hey, I guess you can't have everything. All of this whilst looking ridiculously cool as well. What's not to love about him? So there you have my 5 favourite goalkeepers. Let me know yours in the comment section down below and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.